Hey, hey, hey. I know I'm a little late starting, so I'm going to give people a few minutes to come in, but welcome to my Thursday night podcast. I'm calling it podcast because, of course, when I do it this way, we have a little different formatting. So this is going to be more about me talking and you all chatting, and then we'll have a conversation towards the end because I have a tendency to get sidetracked. So I have some thoughts that I want to talk about. But in the meantime, we'll give everybody a chance to come in, come on in and say hello. How are you? Hi, Golden Light. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm using these. And so I'm trying to do something a little different. Hey, D'Angelo, how is it? And if you notice, it looks a little crisper because I'm using my other phone. So that's why if you notice it looks a little crisper, that's why. So it might not be TikTok, it's just I'm using the other phone. So we are going to have a little conversation, and then and I'm gonna podcast it out to you all, and then um, we will talk about, I will post up anything interesting you're saying, and then after a while we'll open it up and we'll just have a chat. So let's get started. The audio is not quite as good because I could take these off. We can get rid of these. That's what I thought, because I feel like it's echoey myself. Hold on. We can change that right now. All right. Can you hear me better now?
I can tell. I'm using them so I can hear things and ride my bike, but wanted to see how it sounded. So we back. I'm gonna get a mic for this. Okay, so here we go. So y'all know I have thoughts in my head, and I tend to do unedited Lulus. So in a way, this is an unedited Lulu live, right? So I'm gonna go and talk about it, and then y'all can chat amongst yourselves for a little bit so I can get all this out of my head, and then we'll just chat as normal. So thank you all for coming into the podcast on Thursday night. The way I'm doing it, I think, is like a lot of times it'll be me and Jerry on Thursday nights. But if he's unavailable, we'll just have a little, solo perfume hole. So here we go. So when you watch videos, when you're involved in something, you notice things. And I know you all see things going on because, of course, you are our viewers. But I wanted to talk about one thing first, and then it'll roll into the other things. So I want to first talk about burnout. I have noticed that quite a few people that have been, now after the pandemic, a lot of people fell off. We knew that was going to happen because honestly, a lot of people were on here doing videos because they were bored and sitting at home. And once they went to their regular life, they was like, this became something, they just stopped doing it. And that's fine. But now, as of late, we're in 2023. The people who still been around, I have been noticing a lot of burnout. A lot of people are either slowing down or haven't put out videos in months. And let's just talk about some reasons why. Um, from this standpoint, from being on this side, of course, you all know it's difficult. You think of it as being difficult, but it can really be draining. Now, the thing is that of course you're always trying to come out with new content. There's so many things that happen. Now, let's just be honest. The majority of people who come on here and start a channel, a lot of times they be like, "Oh, I just want to start a channel to talk to people." But the reality is, we all want growth. When you are doing this stuff and you're getting very few views, it's very disheartening. It's very hard on you, right? Then on top of it, if you start getting views, you watching other people, and you're going, sometimes you look at stuff like, why is that more popular than what I am doing, right? And it really does take a toll on you mentally to be watching similar content And you're going, but why them and not me? And that's the truth. I'm just giving y'all the truth. And then on top of it, in order for people to watch you, you have to then say, you have to create content all the time. So you're always trying to think of content, and you're always trying to then figure out, oh, what's going to be popular, because the reality is that you got to put out stuff that people are going to watch. And even though people are talking about I do it the way I want to, the reality is that after a while you don't always do it the way you want to. And the reason being is because you want people to watch it. What's the point of putting up these videos if no one's watching them? It's, and if you consistently get people, you're going to fall off, especially if you're putting out all this consistent content and you're not growing at a steady pace, you know, or seeing any real growth, right? And then so it takes a lot out of you. And so at the same but because if you then slow down on your videos, then less people see you even more. So there's this like catch 22 you're in. Okay, I'm putting out this content, people aren't really watching it that much, but then on the other hand, I get tired, I'm worn out, nothing, and then I stopped making as much, and now nobody really watches me. So it's like you're stuck in this catch 22, which then means eventually people just get tired and you burn out. Now, the other thing is, I'm just going to say it, there are certain words that people watch. And you sit there and you look at and you go, what? And then you put those same words out and people don't watch. So it's you for a while. Most complimented perfume, everybody was using that. And then, so then it's popular, but then of course in its popularity, it makes it harder to get views. And then of course we go into the cycle of the seasons and the holidays, and everybody's putting out content. And so you are then trying to say, okay, how can I make my content more interesting, fresh for people to watch it? Because let me just tell y'all, you love your viewers that come back and come back, but you also need new viewers all the time. So it really don't matter about your subscribers. It it matters more about the views. And so when your views are not there, it's like it's really disheartening and stressful. So if you have noticed, there are a lot of people who normally will be putting up content, are not putting up content. Sometimes it's life, but a lot of times it's these factors that on top of life say, fuck it, I'm done. And now I got to be honest, I appreciate the people who just go away. I can't stand the people who have to, do a goodbye video, especially when you do a goodbye video and you ain't even a big channel. I'm just being honest. So there we have that. So then, so I'm saying that, right. So without your so it just really does affect how you do things. So therefore, like for instance, for me, real talk, I get a lot of views when I put up Bath and Body Works a lot. When I was putting up Bath and Body Works, I was really getting views and everything. But it's hard for me to put up Bath and Body Works because I'm not that invested in it. Because there are people who really into Bath and Body Works, and everything comes out with, they're buying everything, they're doing, empties and whatever else they do, and they really are into it. And so I had to step back and say, am I buying this? Do I keep buying it even though I'm really not feeling it and spending my money because it'll get me views? Or do I just go on and just deal with it the way I want to? And for me, I had to say I would deal with it, right. Ouch. And so for me, I had to say, forget it. I'm just going, I'll pull it out when I feel like it or something like that. So, but that was me. But and so I'm going to say that. So I want to stay there. And so a lot of times is that we're making videos, we're doing things based on how many views it gets, right? For instance, people haul. I know there's so many people who come into your comments about hauls. Oh, that's so wasteful. That's so wasteful. That's so wasteful. Oh my God. But the reality is, people watch hauls. So therefore, you tend to buy more. So if your channel is something where you notice that, well, what really gets me views is hauls, then you're going to keep hauling a lot, right? Because that drives your engagement. So here's what I'm going to say about that. As a viewer, if you like someone's channel, just watch stuff. You ain't even, and if you want to leave a comment or a like, do that, because they do need that engagement, but just watch it. Now, you ain't got to be all into it. You can just have it on in the background. Listen, you can make a whole playlist of somebody that you like and just play that shit in the background, because that will help them. Because the amount of time you spend, because when we see things in our analytics, we see the average of how much time a person spends on a video, the average watch time. We see all those things. We can look at everything. And so if you really are into a creator, give them watch times. Give it to them. Just have a little playlist. Throw that shit in there when you ain't even looking at them. Just put it on, right? Just put it on and allow that, and just to help them. Now, with that help, make sure every once in a while, even if you just put a few emojis up in the comments, because I understand not necessarily always liking everything if that's not what you do, or just click like, one or the other, like a little comment, because that does help the person, the people that you like, right? So those are things. So I'm letting you know. So burnout is real, and I feel it, because I be like, oh, some days I'm just like, okay, you need to make a video, and I have all this stuff behind me that I could use to make videos with, but I still struggle a lot, because it's just like some days I'll be like, um, what's the point some days? I'm like, ain't no, it's like, now, true enough, I have been getting more engagement. I've been getting more views. So it helps. But then there's other things. Here's the other thing, is that certain things people ain't gonna watch. So I know people are like, oh, start doing your makeup again, but you have to think like this. Do I put on this makeup and then put a video out? No one really watches it, because it does affect the algorithm and how it puts you out. So remember that. So if you like somebody, watch all their content, because some, you all, it's like, do you want them to be just one dimensional? Do you want to see other things? And if you do, watch those other things, share them out to people, because then it will allow them to then put it out. To put that information out for you, to put out more interesting, a little more variety in their content, which will help with burnout, because it's real, it's very real, and let me tell you, this is a side part-time job for a while. A lot of people make it into a full-time job, but let me tell you, especially when you're in the part-time space, because then everything's on you, right? Everything's on you, because you got to edit, you got to think about everything. Now, when people are making it more full time, they can usually afford to pay somebody to edit, or sometimes they like the editing or whatever. But as a person grows, they can afford people. Right. But in the beginning, smaller channels, you got to do everything. You got to think of everything. Oh, 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 oh. So it takes a lot. Now, some people like me, I don't do a whole lot of editing, but when you see them like serious edited with, all that stuff going on, give them a like, because they done work their asses off. That shit takes a few hours. You gotta cut, you gotta add in, you gotta slow it, you gotta do all kind of shit. I don't do I'm not that person. I'm trying. And then on top of it, you can't just be on one platform. You got to be putting out content everywhere. Like when I'm doing now, I'm doing TikTok. I'm taking those, I'm trying to put them on IG if I remember. And then that goes to Facebook. And then I still need to be doing shorts, but the shorts have to be under 60 seconds. So you're doing so to really manage this machine, it takes a lot. I'm gonna work on something starting July 1st. We go see if it happens, but we'll see. But you know what I'm saying? But it does take a lot. It takes a lot to do it. It takes a lot to go ahead and make it happen. So just remember that. Don't be so critical of editing mistakes, of things like that. Because trust me, it takes a lot. And then to be consistently putting out things, it takes a lot, which, like I said, if you feel like no one's really watching and you don't see growth in it, then it gives you even more burnout. And you feel like, well, I got nothing else to say. I done said it over and over again because there is a rinse and repeat. Let's just be honest. Fall, you got to put out your gourmands. You know what I'm saying? Summer gourmands, date night, summer fragrances. My favorite there's a whole list of titles that everybody puts out. And so there is that big part of burnout. So now that we talked about burnout, let me just get into from there. So let me say the next part of it, what I want to talk about, which is decluttering. Whew. If you're new to me right now, you don't necessarily know my feelings on decluttering, but let me just tell you the thoughts of it. And the reason why I'm saying that these are my thoughts on Fragcomm, and I'm going to preface this part of the conversation in reference to female Fragcomm in particular. The male Fragcomm got another thing going on, but the female Fragcomm in particular has these things going on. Hold on, I think I'm about to sneeze. Huh, huh. I thought I was. Maybe I'm not. Time to hydrate. Get your water out. Talk about that later. What I'm talking about is in reference to the people that you want to support, not just everybody. You ain't got to support everybody, but the people that you really support, think about those things when you're watching or anything, okay? And most of the time, you all are really on point, so I appreciate it. So, here's the thing about decluttering, it has become in the female fragcom a necessity on your channel. We as women, um, we like to women like to watch other people throw shit out. It is a genre within every niche that is female driven, makeup, all of that we want to see declutters. We want to see you get rid of some things. That you have a whole subset of people who that's what they want to see. And declutters get views. The issue with declutters that I see in female fragcom are a couple of things. Most of y'all know this because y'all been with me for a while, but I thought I would do it on this one just like this. So the people who don't always talk to me know what I'm talking about. There are certain things we know that come with declutters. There is the declutter queens, and those are the people who declutter, um, who buy a lot and then declutter a lot. The problem with that, and I'm saying this as a content creator and as a viewer, those people I tend not to watch anymore because I cannot take your thoughts seriously, your conversation seriously about these fragrances. If 2 months ago you got them and you thought they were fabulous, and 2 months later you can't stand them, or you try to say you don't. That's not that you can't stand them, but they just don't fit. I'm just saying it's the truth. There's a So it's hard to take those things seriously when people do this. And it undermines your authenticity if you are saying these things constantly, if there's um a cycle with this. I have noticed some of the people who slow down on the cycle is probably because they heard me talk about their asses too many times. But that is the truth of it. The other thing that women like to you do with their declutters is wine. I have more fragrances than I need. I can never use this stuff. I have to get rid of some of them. The whiny, angsty, make my ass itch declutters. Listen, I get there is this genre within doing these type of things where people want to relate to you. So on some levels, I think many of the women are relating to their audience by doing the, oh, this is overwhelming, this is overwhelming. But if you continue to buy, it's hard to say that it's really overwhelming if you're buying more. There has to be an honesty in this procedure. Y'all see, I decluttered, but my declutter was to make space because those weren't being worn. I had struggled with them, and then I decided to get rid of them. The other thing that happens a lot with these declutters, and you see it in the Facebook groups, is people spray something 5 times and decide they hate it. Now, even the things I don't like, I at least give them a two. I give them a little more chance than that. There's this thing now where it's like, oh my goodness, that I have to get that. If it doesn't wow me right away, that I'm not going to talk about, right? So that's the other thing with the declutters. Um, right, I rarely do. So it's one of those things. So when it comes down to declutters, that is a state of female Fragcomm. There's this whole thing that you got to do declutters to get views because women want to see you get rid of things. I don't know what that's about, but it really is about that. It, I mean, I promise you, it's a big thing about decluttering that women really like to see you declutter. And I think it's also because we have this feeling, but and I say this with everything, that we can't have excessive amounts of things. And the reason why I say that is because um that we feel this need to justify the things we have. And we can't, like, a man will have a huge collection and be unapologetic about it. They go have 1,000, they're going to have as many as they want. They're going to haul it, they're going to buy as much as they want, they're going to spend as much as they want because to them, it is giving them pleasure. It is a collection to them. They're collecting it. That's their thing. We as women feel like we have to justify, especially when it's not the normal stuff that we collect. Like, it's okay to have a lot of shoes to a certain extent because people accept us having shoes. It's okay to have a bunch of purses because those are traditional and considered okay to have a lot of because people accept those things. But when it comes to something like perfume, this is like a smaller niche, right? Right. And then people feel so because of that, we have to justify what we do. Oh my goodness, you spent, you buy all this. Everybody has something, but when it comes to these, right? And so there's that whole thing that, we have, women, so many women are taught this whole self-sacrificing thing. And part of being a woman is to be self-sacrificing. You sacrifice for your family, you sacrifice for your church, you sacrifice for your friends, and you always put yourself on the back burner. So when you put yourself right on the front, or take care of yourself or do things for you, that's always, there's a low key frowned upon part of that. And there's this, so if you have been taught that or has been part of the things, that's why. And so that on the flip side, um, people like to watch it. Women like to see it because they feel like you're doing too much. You need to. That's just no. That's too much. That's too much. Right. So that's part of it. So understand the declutters have to find a shift. Look who is here. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? Get off my. Don't step on my laptop. Aren't you supposed to be ready for bed? That's all right. Somebody's gonna come and get you. Don't touch my light. I'm sorry. Uh, um, go and sit down on the floor. Sit on the floor and watch your thing. Thank you. In case y'all don't know, y'all know who just came down here. You can watch. Go watch your. You got earnings. You want a blanket or something? You need a blanket. You need a blanket. Station break. Got to go get a blankie because somebody came down here on his own. He should be upstairs. Sleep with his. He should be getting ready for bed. Why are you down here, little boy? Here, let me get your blanket, boy. Excuse me. Excuse me. There you go, Kari. There you go. A blanket. There you go. Okay. So, so that has to do with it. So you will always see women, and then coinciding with the declutters, I should have said declutter slash empties. That's another thing about it. Because we're hauling so much to create content, um, we then need to show that we're using it. So there now we have the content that is uh, that says you have to um, then show that you're using the stuff up. So now we have this empties culture now on videos. So between I should say declutter slash empties, because that's the other side of it. So if you're not decluttering it, you're trying to prove you're using it. And it's like these enormous amounts that these people are using up. Because how, with these incredible amounts of empties every month, in to prove that they're using things up. So if you're going to have it, you got to show that you're using it up. So part of that is to create all of these empties videos, because I've noticed, like, when the last year the empties videos have gotten huge, and they're not just they're monthly now, where you monthly, and they're having like multiple things, multiple products. Now, unless you got a family using this stuff up with you, how are you using up all this stuff? But it is content. And so when you're creating content, you got to have the content that, you have that extra content that's that, you have your content set, and some of your content is going to be monthly content. And so now that has become part of is a monthly rotation. Hey, I got empties. And on top of it, now people are trying to have these huge amount of empties. Are you writing on my white thing? Let me not do that. Give me check top. Oh, okay, you can do that on there. Hold on for a second. Okay, you can write on there. You can write on there. Just don't write on the blanket, the white blanket. So write on here. There you go. You can write on there. There you go. You can hit it. All right. So ain't nobody looking for him, huh? Ain't nobody looking for the grant. So he just they don't even know where he at. This 8:30. He should be in his Dehydration break, right? But because we are buying so much, we have to prove we are consuming as much. So that is the state of Fragcomm, self-care, hygiene when it comes to the women. They feel this need to prove that they're using it, to say that's why they have it, why they keep buying. That's one of the reasons why you see so many empties, because it's a way to say, I am using these things up, right? But it's a way for people to say, I am using these products up in order to say that justify my expenditures. And then once you do all that, but and then once you do all that, then eventually the burnout comes on that, because now you've been spending consistently a certain amount of money um all the time, right? So now you're spending this money. And if your channel is not growing and you're spending this money, then that's when you really get frustrated. Think about it. If you're spending hundreds of dollars a month on products to show the things that you have, um, to show the things that you have, to haul and everything, and then you're showing that you're using it up so that you can buy some more and you can keep on top of what's up, and then you're not getting the views, that will result in your burnout. That's another reason for um, content creator burnout. It takes a lot, right? So there's that. Now, okay, you good. So then, so now we talked about that. Now let's go into my last point. What was it? The hype train or the trends. Female Fragcom is so hooked into the hype, right? So hooked up into the hype. You know, it is, and it has become, now you have to remember, makeup and beauty started to lose popularity. So many people who are involved in the makeup and beauty shifted over to fragrance really quickly to make content. Wasn't necessarily that they were super into it to this point, but in order to continue to create content and get views, they started, hey, it became popular. Then you add on top of it TikTok, and then and everybody wants to go viral. To be on top of what's hot, because we live in a time now, we're in times now where being unique and being unique is really not, it's not popular. In order to be popular, you have to be on these trends. You have to be on top of what's hot and what's popular. And being unique and diverse is not it. So what has happened is now you have the women into fragrances. And with them being into fragrances, we are now driving the way things are going with a lot of them. If you think about it, 3 years ago, before the beginning of the pandemic, you never saw this much fragrance content, especially about the brand new fragrances, especially about the stuff that was coming out, like the designer stuff or things like that. You did not see it, especially on the female side, like you see it now, because so many people, hell, you got Jackie Aina doing fragrance content. You have all the big people doing it. So therefore, it is now the most popular thing out there. Real talk, it's Everybody is doing it. Too much mouth. All these people who were strictly about about makeup, never talked about a fragrance ever, are now coming off and as their fragrance experts. They're fragrance experts. Because so they're with that, the now the way that it's working now as a creator, it has now shifted the way that it is the consumption and the expectations, right? And what has happened is that it now drives like the beauty industry. The amount that's like, for instance, we'll just use um we'll just use the big one that's doing it right now. Um that's doing it right now, and that is Kayali. Kayali is using beauty marketing to sell fragrances, and everybody is jumping on it like nobody's business. I mean, they starting to become the color pop, as far as I'm concerned, of fragrances, because they're coming out every 2 months, right? Right? It's like, what? What? And right? And so it's like, so now you're getting all this. So now it's like, but see, then you have, but so with it, you have all the, so now the way that we're dealing with it, like right now, if you're in any fragrance groups, if you are in anything like that, and if you are watching TikTok, you watching any of this, everybody's buying it. And it's because of they've convinced everybody that you got to have it. They created these hype trains. They created FOMO for it, because I saw how they said this is a limited edition, right? And now everybody's rushing to get it. And I ain't gonna be mad at her, because they know how to run this game. Because what they do is they watch people's content, they're reaching out to people, and so it's being those pick and choose. Oh, be part of us because you're saying you like us. And then what is happening? It is driving the way people are talking about fragrances on these platforms, because at this point, and that at this point, people are so quick to jump onto what's ever popular, right? Got to jump on what's ever popular. And because of it, it's this driving force that people are rushing out, and they're treating it just like the makeup. For the people who've been into the makeup side, we know how it's been. As soon as something was coming out, everybody had to get it, everybody had to talk about it, right? Right? And everybody has to talk about it, right? And so now that's and it's other brands too. You know, Low key, it's other brands. You got the other cool brands, you know, very cool brands that are doing it too, that are the Sephora brands. And so they're driving this marketing that's going on, and how we are consuming, right? How we are consuming it right now. And so, how we are consuming, how we are buying, instead of just being like, it's like, now as a creator, I mean, think about it. What am I doing? As a creator, think about it. In the next 2 to 3, this whole weekend, we're gonna see first impressions of Kayali's weddings, Santal 17,000. Are you tearing up my paper, boy? Don't tear up my paper. Yeah, no, that's just right on it. And here, hold on for a second before you mess up my underneath. Now, right. There you go. Right? Girl, they got two coming out. tomorrow. So I can promise you, all you're gonna see this weekend is everybody talking about the Kayali wedding 17,000 that they've come out with, right? Right? But at least he being quiet. So, and so that's what we're seeing more of, right? It came out today, but I'm saying like you're gonna see all the first impressions because people were, um, they were sitting around and making sure that I gotta watch him, right? I got to watch him. So yeah, I'm watching you, boy. Just don't get nothing on them. Okay. And everybody is rushing to get it, and people were running to get the sample so they could be the first people to talk about it. Now, that's the one part of it. The other part of the hype train is the luxury brands, the niche brands. When it comes to the female um, side of Fragcomm, what you going to look for? What you messing with? Don't. Hey, hey, hey! Get away from the fragrances. Speaking of Kayali, he done just took them on here. What you want to put it on or something? Go and put it on. Here, here, give it here. You want to put some on? Not under your arms, right here. There you go. You got it on. Whew. Okay. Right? So so those are the things that are happening. And then we have on top of it, then we have the shift into just like luxury makeup. Now we have luxury scents, right? Because you can't just be doing like affordables. You can't be talking about designers. You have to talk about, come here, boy. What are you doing? I see you trying to get in the face. Don't come over here trying to kiss me. Come here. You want to sit with me? Come on. Okay. Okay. Right. And so now it's like you can't be doing you can't do designers because if you notice a lot of what's being decluttered is designers or affordables because now we're trying to be luxury. It's like the luxury purse crowd. It's all about being part of what's considered cool, what's considered popular. And so you see what, yeah, those are yours. Here. What color is that? Thank you. Um, but and so those are the things that happen. And so you see that so many of them who where's the top? Where's the top? Give me the top. Give me the top. Give me the top. Mm-mm. These are washable. You can mess with these. Aren't these washable? Yes, these are washable. What color you want? Green. Green. Okay. Right. And so now, those lowly designers, unless they're popular, which is the Middle Easterns, right? So then, so if it's only cool and trendy for that. So now people don't want to talk about the Elizabeth Arden green teas. They don't, the only thing that you can talk about are the Middle Easterns, right? And let's just be honest, people are trying to get PR. So they're trying to be seen by the brands so they can get their PR. And we're gonna have a whole conversation about PR. Don't worry, there's gonna be a whole podcast about that. So we're not even gonna talk about PR tonight. But I wanted to talk about the trends and what's going on and how it's if it and how it relates to burnout. So if you are somebody who's trying to stay on top of those trends, stay popular with that, and you're still not getting those views and you're not getting what you feel like you should be getting out of it, it's going to it's going to affect how you act about it, right? Number one. And when you're really trying to be on top of the trends, buying all the things that are popular, getting them in quickly, it leads to faster burnout. So when you see people who are doing that a lot and then they start saying things and complaining or talking about how it's stressing them out, understand that's where the stress is, right? And that is a way to be trendy, but it also burns you out because it takes a lot to try to keep up with that. Think about how fast they're coming out with fragrances now. Um, you know, think about how fast they're coming out, right? And so with it, what are you doing? Oh, now you're going in my makeup. Put that back. Put that back. Not in the eyeshadow. Thank you. So that's all I really wanted to say. That was my whole podcasty thing, right? So thank you all for hanging out with me on that side. Now let's just chat. So I quit just me talking. So let's just have a conversation and keep going and talking about it because I did see all the stuff y'all were talking about. Tried to put it on the screen. I'm trying to be a good podcaster. I'm trying to have that cold podcast vibe, right? Right now, I am not good, and I think I'll do a separate thing on PR because there's a few things I have to say about PR. So the next podcast, I will put that down. We'll have something to talk about PR, right? And I will talk about that. But sir, where are your parents? Where are your parents? What color is that? Let me see. Let me see the green. Show me the green. Yes, that's green. What you gonna do with it? Well, let me get to my next one on that one because that'll be a whole 30 minutes to talk about that. Um, I am terrible with outfits and everything. I don't have a setup for it. I'd have to get a real mirror. Um, right. Thank you. So shouldn't you be upstairs? Shouldn't you be upstairs with your mom and daddy? Don't you think you should go upstairs with your mommy and daddy? Huh? Yes. Shouldn't you go upstairs? You see, we're live. People are looking at you right now, right there. You see yourself? Give him the thumbs up. Yeah, give him the thumbs. You give him the thumbs up. Okay. He is when he ain't screaming and acting a fool. Um. Okay. I guess you acting all right, so you can hang out with me for a little bit longer. I hate that I lost my original my bottle of Fendi that they don't even make. Mm. He's a ham sandwich. He is a ham. I have not done that because honestly, I don't think about entertainers enough to think about what they would wear. I'm just being honest. I don't think he is such a ham sandwich. I'm surprised he don't want to go get his guitar and play for y'all because he got a guitar and he will play for people. You're not gonna play for him? You know you won't go get your guitar and play. Oh, you being so like this just because you're trying to stay down here. You're just trying to stay down here with me. That's right. I'm not stupid. I'm not. You know you done grown up on here. You've been coming on here since you was a little baby. You've been coming on here with me since you was a little baby boy. Now I could do sundress fragrances. I could do that. You have your Fendi still? I am so jealous. Yes, yes. Guitar has a guitar that he plays. He has a guitar. You see what he doing? You think I don't see him? Boy, put that back. Whatever you put that back. Put it back. I don't want that. Put it back. No, you cannot wear it. Put it back. Thank you. Come sit down. Get it back up. Get on your thing. Why aren't you on your iPad? Go watch you some backyardigans. Here. You got time on here? Play. Go and play. Watch your backyardigans. Oh my goodness. Okay. He's so slick. Now I could think about things like that. No, I ain't babysitting this little Negro down here. He ain't even supposed to be down here. But clearly his parents ain't noticed that he's missing. Get out of there. That's my now he's in my skincare refrigerator. If you don't sit your little behind down, I'm sending you upstairs to your mom and dad. You wanna go upstairs? You go upstairs with mommy and daddy? Oh, that means he wants me to go upstairs with him. See, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me to go, you know. I'm what? What's in it? Right there. Watch your yardigans. And grandma's trying to be professional, and you messing with my professionality. No, they can't have gone there nowhere because I ain't got the other one. Saturday is when they go out. They going to see Erica Badu. He's 3. They're going to see So I do like that one though. I destinations. What you should wear to other destination. Okay, I like that. I did get some new fragrances. Right? He trying to mess up my whole professional demeanor. So I got some fragrances today. I'll let y'all see them. And now I appreciate that. So that I do appreciate. He chilling. He came down with his iPad. So let me show y'all what I got. So I got me. Yeah, I know I didn't. I know I didn't tell them this. I know. I'm aware of this. I saw Erica Badu her very first concert, and she played in Chicago. So Perlier had a sale. Um, Perlier had a sale, and I bought a few things. And so I bought some of their and some more of their perfumes. And this is their Caribbean vanilla. This is a boozy spiced vanilla, y'all. Ooh, this is so good. It is boozy, it is spicy, it is delicious. She gonna be late. She's gonna be late. Oh, me too. Yeah, I can't. I gotta be honest. I always feel like stop videoing. Um, and then I got the vanilla coffee. So this is like a spicy, boozy vanilla coffee drink. Boom. Oh yeah, these are good. They are surprisingly good. Now they're EDTs. I like them for layering. And then if you get the shower cream, and I need to get the body cream because I got the shower cream, honey. You will smell so good. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, yes, yes. So I'll be talking about those in a minute. Oh, give me those, man. Can I have those? Put those in the box for me. Thank you. High five. Thank you for helping me. Um, you know what? Honestly, I've always bought those, and I'm gonna do a video about those fragrances I use pretty much for layering. So I kind of got them for layering purposes. I know. Listen, the shower creams are to die for, and their body creams, body mousses, and body creams are, honey. Yes, they do have lotions. I don't know why I haven't gotten the lotion yet, because or do I have a lotion? I do have a lotion. Yes, I think I do. Oh, I think I do have vanilla. I think they do have. I have the body cream because I have the shower cream. No, I got the shower cream and a small, a 30 mil of this. So, uh, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, listen, Perlier has sales all the time. You just got to get on their mailing list, right? You just got to get on their mailing list, y'all, because they always having a sale. They they run like they be doing 40% all the time. So you just got to get on their mailing list and then get yourself when it's on sale, because that's how I do. How you think I got so much of this shit? I ain't paying full price. No, but their shower creams are to die for. They're so luxurious. They are so. And you know who else carries them is QVC? Yes, QVC. Go on, and all you do with QVC is every once in a while I look at I look through the Perlier stuff, and you will be surprised what they got on clearance. So it's like you just go on and get it. So sometimes I look on there, but once you're on the Perlier mailing list, they always got something on sale. Always, always. Right. See, I started getting mine from QVC and finding them at like Marshalls a lot. Yes, they are super moisturizing. They just feel so um luxurious, you know? Yeah, you and Josie Marin, you gotta go to HSN again. Right. They are right. I said that they are quiet. I'm gonna start. Well, I'm gonna do a whole video like that. Oh, I should do a quiet luxury video with ASMR. Wow. Hey, Mark. Just do a whole quiet luxury. I am doing it. I mean, if it's quiet luxury, shouldn't I whisper it? Shouldn't I whisper? Oh, and look, he's doing my background sounds. You see, he got the stuff. Right, right. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to. I the first time I saw ASMR, I was like, what the hell are they doing? Right? I was like, what are they doing? Right. What is it? Right. Oh wait. like, why are they whispering? Because I had no idea. I had no idea what ASMR was the first time I saw it. It came up on my feed, my feed, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was like, "Why are they so? Why are they whispering? What the hell is that?" I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is annoying as shit. Like, this is the most annoying thing ever, 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 ever." I, fe- I'm telling y'all, the funniest ones though is the perfume ASMRs. The perfume ASMRs are the most hilarious to me, especially um when they're acting like they're like selling you perfume, like they're at the perfume counter. Hello, 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 hello. So you're looking for perfume today? Oh, what are you looking for? I saw a whole one like that. I said, "This is for real." No, he ain't in nothing. He had a piece of paper he was crumpling up, and he's watching his iPad. He watching the Yardigans right now. So he good. He got enough time on. He got enough battery life. He's about he all right. So anyway, yeah, he's chilling right now. I was like, they bad. They're getting on my nerves now. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go and take care of my grandson before he takes care of this room. I want to thank y'all. So I hope I put some thoughts in your mind. I hope I got y'all thinking about some of this stuff because that was the plan. Um, let me know if you all like this format when I just run on and basically have an unedited Lulu live. He's doing my ASMR background noises. I kind of did too. So remember, when you're watching your people, make sure you watch the whole video. Real talk, can I tell y'all something that happens to me, or is it just me before I go? I tend to put people on as I'm falling asleep, and then I really want to hear them, but I don't hear them, and I fall asleep. So then when I wake up, I then start it again. So sometimes I've watched y'all like 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night, right? All right, y'all. So you all have a great night. Enjoy your evening. Let me go and get this boy in his bed so he can go to sleep. Good night. Good night.